What's going on, everybody? It's Brian for Jailbroken.com, and today I'll be showing you how to use TetheredBoot in both Mac OS X and in Windows 7. Now, it's pretty much the same process in both operating systems, but a lot of people seem to be having problems with this. So for both operating systems, the first thing you need to do is put your iDevice into DFU mode. The instructions will be over at the blog posting over at Jailbroken.com. It's a really quick process, and hopefully everybody will be able to do that. I already have my iPhone 4 in DFU mode. It's running iOS 4.3 Beta 2. So in Mac OS X, the first thing you need to do is open up a terminal window, and the first command that you need to run is sudo space -s. Now, it's going to ask you to enter your password, but I've already done this a few times, so it didn't ask me that. Next, you need to drag the TetheredBoot file into the terminal window. The next file is the iDevices file that you have to drag into the terminal window. And the final file is kernel cache, and you need to drag that into the terminal window and then push enter. And then it's going to do its thing. If your device is in DFU mode already, it's going to go through this process that you see here. And then on my iPhone, the screen just went white. As long as it gets to the white screen, that means it's going to boot. Don't close your terminal window yet because it's doing more stuff right there. And once it gives you the exiting lib poison, that means it's finished, and you can go ahead and close terminal, and your iDevice will continue to boot up. Now, it will take a little while to boot up, anywhere from 20 to a couple minutes at least. For me on my iPhone 4, it usually takes maybe 30 seconds to boot up once the tethered boot process starts up. Now I'm going to go over and switch to Windows and show you how to use tethered boot there. Okay, so now I am inside of Windows 7, and the first thing you need to do is open a command prompt window with administrator privileges. Now, the process is similar to the Mac OS X version, but there are a couple extra little things that you have to do. But, just like before, you need to put your iDevice into DFU mode first. And the next, you need to drag your TetheredBoot exe file into your command prompt window. Now put a space, and then a dash, and an I. And then drag your iDevices file into the command prompt window, and then do a space, or a space, and then a dash and a K. And then drag your kernel cache file into the command prompt window, and then push enter. And the process is very similar to the Mac OS X version. It's going to send over the files and then boot up your device. On my iPhone 4, the screen just went white, which is good because that means it's actually booting. I did notice that the Windows version takes a little bit longer to send the two files over to your device than it does in Mac OS X, but that's not a big deal because as long as it works, it doesn't really matter. Alright, so once it says exiting lib poison, that means it is finished, and you could go ahead and close out of the command prompt window and anything else that you may have open. And then your iDevice is going to continue to boot. It's going to stick with the white screen, so just don't worry, it will boot eventually, maybe between 30 seconds to a couple of minutes. So yeah, that was just a quick video on how to boot your jailbroken iDevice with tethered boot. Hopefully you guys got it now. I know a whole bunch of people were having problems with this, so hopefully this cleared everything up. You can leave any of your comments or questions down below for this video, or if you're watching this on our blog posting over at Jailbroken.com, you can just leave your comment there and I'll try and answer it. And yeah, thanks a lot for watching, and I'll talk to you guys soon.